social media driving another of our top stories tonight. Israeli President Shimon Peres is in Southern California a day after creating his very own page on Facebook. Phil Schuman live, Beverly Hills. Phil.
Well, he's almost 89 years young. He was on the East Coast, now he's on the West Coast, as you mentioned before, coming here to Southern California, was in Silicon Valley, visited Facebook, created his own Facebook page, and it featured a rather unusual rap video, if you will, called "Come Be My Friend for Peace." Check it out.
Be my friend for peace. I want to hear your voice. Be my friend, share peace. Speak up and endure. Be my friend.
Yes, that's Shimon Peres in a music video. Here at the Beverly Hilton, he sat for a Q&A in front of a packed audience. Now, much of the discussion focused, as you might expect, on the threat of a nuclear Iran and Peres's preference for talking, for sanctions, rather than for fighting.
So I think if we have to choose, let's start with the non-violent, no war beginning, when saying very clearly that all other options are on the table. But all of us agree that let's start with the economic and diplomatic option as the first call.
Peres, who won the Nobel Peace Prize back in 1994 as foreign minister, he was just out of the frame of this historic handshake photo between President Clinton, Yitzhak Rabin, and Yasser Arafat that led to the Oslo Peace Accords. He's had a career spanning almost 70 years on the world stage. Reaction here to those who heard him speak, which lasted about an hour, was almost universally positive.
The Iranian nuclear weapon is a threat to everyone. It's not just Israel's problem, it's the world's problem. And I think that's the message he really wants to take, not just to the Jewish community, but to the whole world.
He's one of the last living idealists in Israel, because it's such a difficult neighborhood and things are so complicated. So it's kind of powerful to hear this man, who's been around since the beginning, still believing that peace can be achieved.
You're not necessarily a fan of President Peres?
Well, we do have utmost respect for him in his ceremonial role as president and as a Zionist pioneer. But we do believe that he has, as a politician, made many errors in Israel's policies. Peace, we all want peace, but we want a true peace. And true peace doesn't come from negotiating with murderers and arming terrorists.
Well, Peres has known every American president for the last 50 years. He had very kind words for President Obama tonight and the president's commitment to Israel. He said he's also pleased that American support for Israel is a bipartisan phenomenon. As for his trip here to Southern California, Carlos and Christine, tomorrow he'll pay a visit to the DreamWorks animation studio in Glendale. Reporting live in Beverly Hills, I'm Phil Schuman.
A very California thing to do. Thanks, Phil.